The shea tree is a fruit that grows naturally in the wild, in the savanna belt, also known as shea belt. Known scientifically as Vetilana paradoxa, the tree grows across semi-arid parts of Africa and are prized for the fruits and seeds. The shea fruit over the years have been used in the food and cosmetic industry extensively. Statistics suggest that it is a source of income for 16 million women who harvest shea kernel. Ghana is said to be the fourth largest kernel producing nation globally. The fruits can be found in the northern parts of the country. From Senegal in the west to Uganda in the east, they are found in agroforestry systems called parklands. Parklands are landscapes where trees are left to grow in cultivated and fallow fields. It is also an important source of income from local to global trade. Due to its value in the production of soaps, cosmetics, and foods like chocolate, shea has become a globalized commodity in recent decades. The benefits to the pharmaceutical industry cannot be overstated. It plays a catalytic role in the treatment of burns, acne, arthritis, dandruff, diarrhea, stretch marks, anti-aging products, among a host of others. It is a source of vitamins A and E. In Ghana, shea nuts were the fourth best performing agricultural export in 2018 with a value of $14 million. The U.S. Embassy in Ghana, together with stakeholders such as the Global Shea Alliance GSA, launched an initiative known as the Action for Parklands in 2020 to preserve and protect the shea parklands across West Africa. To increase the gains made as well as the lot of people in the value chain, especially the collectors, and more importantly, the need to plant more trees and maintain them, July 16th has been set aside as the Shea Day in Ghana. A commemorative tree planting ceremony was held at the Yagbongura Jakpa's Palace at Damongo in the Savannah region of Ghana. The event brought together the U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, Stephanie Sullivan, the Yagbongura Tutumba Bore Ese, the Buipeura Abdullah Jinapo, members of the Global Shea Alliance, representatives from the Forestry Commission, Tree Crops Development Authority, women cooperative groups, shea advocates, and other stakeholders in the Shea Value Chain. The U.S. government, through the U.S. aid, has supported women's cooperatives across northern Ghana to plant 1,500 shea trees during the month of July, recognized as Shea Month. The agency is also partnering with the Global Shea Alliance to mobilize stakeholders globally to preserve shea parklands in the areas of tree planting, parklands management, training, advocacy, and social campaigns in Benin, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Mali, Nigeria, and Togo under the Sustainable Shea Initiative, which is an $18 million 5-year program to expand the shea industry in these countries. The U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, Stephanie Sullivan, implored communities to lead the action. She noted that the tree planting is a positive step, but the process requires long-term investment on the management and growth of the trees. She expressed her government's commitment to contribute to the global climate solutions.
The Action for Shea Parklands initiative is a continuation of this work to stem the effects of the climate crisis through preservation efforts. Last year, one of my very first in-person events during the pandemic was the launch of the Action for Shea Parklands initiative. Together with USAID and the Global Shea Alliance, I sowed some shea seeds at my residence. Since then, I have been eagerly awaiting today's occasion to plant those little seedlings into this field. Look at them. Look at them. Since we planted the shea nuts, you have taken very good care of them up here in the north. So I'm very happy to be reunited and see their progress. And I hope to return here one day to see members of the Damongo community enjoying the shade and the fruits of these trees, and to find continuing efforts to promote adaptation to the climate crisis across the parkland areas.
In his welcome address, the Yagbongura Tutumba Bore Issa said the declining shea tree population across parklands in East and West Africa poses a threat to the sustainability of the shea industry. He noted that the loss of an estimated 8 million trees annually is a major setback. As a demonstration of his commitment to the cause, he has directed all the 21 paramountcies in the Gonja traditional area to ban the cutting down of trees and encourage the planting of same by all people.
Parklands Initiative project in the Savannah region has come to improve on the livelihood of the people of the Savannah region, create employment for the people in the region, increase incomes of individuals to enable parents to take care of their wards in schools, and more importantly, provide answers to the environmental degradation as a result of illegal logging and commercial charcoal burning in the Savannah region. Ladies and gentlemen, this project in the Savannah region will succeed. This is because the chiefs and people of the Savannah region, prior to the project, has taken a strategic decision to protect the forest cover by banning the activities of illegal logging and commercial charcoal burning activities in the region. Thankfully, the decision was supported by all key stakeholders in the region. This includes the Regional Coordinating Council, municipal and district assemblies, as well as the youth wing of the region. I'm proud to inform Your Excellency that as from 30th May 2021, the ban was enforced and effective in the region.
The CEO of the Tree Crops Development Authority, William Kwetu, in a speech noted that the authority has prioritized the promotion of development of shea parklands. He added that the rapid declining of the shea tree population is increasing the vulnerability of communities and households in the wake of increasing effects of climate change. Mr. Kwetu indicated that his organization has tagged shea as the tree of life and will therefore do all to protect and preserve the crop.
The TCDA has committed to support the shea landscape and parklands restoration project with 40,000 early shea seedlings with the shortest gestation period carefully produced under the direct supervision by the Cocoa Research Institute of Ghana, which is also under the Cocoa Board. This is expected to be distributed to 1,000 farmers targeting women, mainly women, because each acre of shea will take about 40 trees. And so we expect that 1,000 women, when they get these 40,000 trees, will at least plant an acre and try and maintain it.
The CEO of the Forestry Commission, Mr. John Alote, was represented by the Director, Climate Change and National Red Plus Focal Point, Rosalind Fusua Ejei, expressed excitement about the day. According to her, the rapid decline of the nation's forest cover is a source of worry for the Forestry Commission, which is mandated to preserve it.
Ghana's forest resources continue to face pressures from agricultural expansion, unsustainable logging, excessive wood harvesting for wood fuels, illegal mining, wildfires, and poaching, resulting in excessive deforestation and forest degradation. Indeed, forest degradation and deforestation deprive the country of the many ecosystem services and functions provided by forests, which supports the country's predominantly agrarian economy. In addition, deforestation and forest degradation are major global contributors to climate change, accounting for about 15 to 17% of global greenhouse gas emissions. However, these same forests, when sustainably managed, act as the lungs of the earth to sequester and store carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas of major concern in the fight against climate change.
The Global Shea Alliance GSA is a non-profit industry association with 560 members from 35 countries, including women groups, brands, and NGOs. The GSA, through public-private partnership, promotes industry sustainability, quality practices and standards. GBC News caught up with the managing director of the Global Shea Alliance, Mr. Aaron Edu. He threw some light on the essence of the day. He also highlights some interventions to better the lot of the people in the value chain.
The Action for Shea Parkland is a global initiative to plant shea trees and other native trees in order to restore the shea landscapes that have been destroyed for all of the reasons that we all know. So the GSA, as the industry body, we set up this initiative so that across West Africa, everybody, every community, every family in the Savannah zone will plant trees and will make effort not to cut the trees down. And the declaration made today by the WIPERA on behalf of the Yabura, banning shea tree cutting and destruction across the Gonja land, is a welcome, remarks, which we are thrilled about, and we know that it carries a lot of weight. We are going to follow it up so that trees are not cut, but then we, in partnership with USAID, the Forestry Commission, Tree Crop Development Authority, all of our members and women cooperatives will go to the ground to see how the planting is going and see how this ban is being enforced.
A representative of the women's group, Kojo Azara, highlighted some benefits they have accrued from the industry. He said a lot of women have now embraced shea processing. However, their source of livelihood is under threat due to the haphazard felling of trees.
I have been a shea collector for 10 years through the Global Shea Alliance's Sustainable Shea Initiative. Myself and 300 other women recently came together to form a cooperative and work together to aggregate and sell shea kernels. As a young woman with secondary education, I choose to be involved in the collection and processing of shea because of its economic value. My fellow women and collectors here will agree with me that the income from our shea activities is what we rely on to sustain our families, especially during the rain season. We no longer view the shea business as just a side activity, but have embraced it fully. Our source of income is, however, under threat. Across northern Ghana, our shea trees are being cut down, and that is beginning to impact the income we gain. Again, we are forced to go deeper into the bush with all the dangers to access available trees.
Wealth from one generation to the other. Protect the shea tree. Protect lives and livelihoods. Cut no tree, plant more trees. Cut no tree, plant more trees. Cut no tree, plant more trees.
Kasawalere anya hukum anyi putih engkol konso beora anyi ya na tunkeni kumonso nene koko ambajone ankeni komonene efoki kena ya bakadega namu pramu titi kikulo pele anyi bekamasu beora aniya beora aniya beora aniya nanyere keni kumonso beora aniya Thank you.
The land will become weary and tired of too much digging, and they may no longer be gold, and the cocoa trees will grow old and wither and die. But here in the north, across all of these beautiful lands, our shea trees and other trees in their regenerative cycles can virtually last forever. Our women, mothers, sisters, and wives can continue to produce shea butter forever. Our ecology can continue to sustain agriculture and feed the entire nation and beyond forever. We can eventually become the powerhouse that sustains the economy of Ghana forever. And so let us pause and reflect over the potential that we have in the north. We would often say that the shea butter or the shea tree is the cocoa of the north, but I doubt I dare to say that the shea butter of the south is the gold, cocoa, and oil combined.
The founder of Baraka Shea Butter, Mr. Wayne Dunn, told GBC News that the industry holds high prospects. He said he has been in Ghana for 10 years and has been involved in training people in the industry.
This program is great because, you know, traditionally the shea industry has such an impact on women and environment, and people often forget that. So I was really impressed with how this program tied it all together and how the traditional chiefs have really grasped the importance and are policing the maintenance of the shea forest, because, you know, if we don't look after the mother, if we don't look after the earth, we will all lose. So I was very impressed with the program, and Baraka is very proud to be a partner in it. We're excited to be a partner.
The organic shea manager at Baraka Shea Butter is Shirley Edufo. She has been involved in training women in picking the nuts and other processes. She shared her experience.
We educate our women, and we also pay premiums to our women. We try to engage them with other social responsibilities like getting them their premiums. We pay about 10% to them daily as and when we buy nuts from them. And we are encouraging all women that want to take part in this program. It's very good and will help both the world and everybody in it. Sustainability is key, and take notes. We all need to sustain the environment. Thank you.
U.S. Ambassador Stephanie Sullivan was ensconced as the shea queen of Gonja. The shea industry holds a lot of potential to bolster the commodity export sector. It is incumbent on all stakeholders to play the roles religiously to achieve growth for the sector, to contribute more to the national kitty. Journey from Wa, the Upper West Regional Capital, to Oli Forest is about 15 kilometers. The forest is close to the Black Volta, where women mostly from cooperative groups go to pick shea nuts, which are later processed into butter and other byproducts. The much talked about Ghanaian hospitality was amply displayed upon our arrival. We were heralded with music, dance, and merrymaking. We caught up with an opinion leader of Oli, Solomon Lebano, who gave us a brief history about the town. He said the town of Oli has existed for a long time. He noted that the inhabitants migrated to the town based on two issues, namely peace and farming activities. Mr. Lebano indicated that Oli is a name of a plant. He spoke through an interpreter.
Oli bualo ba inga tinga tina wanum boru oli bunkanga chibu kanga da bibe bam boru olu anin ventum tin wataro wanincha tina bali ta iye ni na mo yuora on yo mola watacha zen o zemuna pon a ta chibu na buli abi aviala tende ayori abualo ka oli.
The name Oli came about not just by coincidence, but it was the name of a plant. And our four-grandfather who settled in this community first migrated and went out for hunting. In his hunting expedition, he found this particular place to be fertile and worth settling. So he settled here, kept those seeds into the ground, and the fruits grew very nicely. So they decided to call this land where that particular tree grew Oli, because that is the name of the plant.
Letum tuno atinaba la wonye azion suma bara oto ve memba lete bol otaba na za azine za baran te bina tin mati chele tin le wazima che akwora a kibuna baran bora oluna oli ani tinta kwora atuna kwa butuma ani chuno yon tuma tinta tuna ayiringa po.
After the plant called Oli, did very well here at the time our four-grandfathers settled. He went back to the other places that his brothers were settled and indicated to them that there was a more fertile land that they could come, settle, and do whatever they wanted to do.
Tita trana a kwawo na chuno tumaleng arita bebi na mine na wate para che ati chuno na bara tura ata tono ta ban ta tono ata wor nga yuoni nga mine tina wata kabarka deme wade bayala wanenten wadi anye tono na yi a chuno nyanna.
Apart from the benefits that we get from the olive plant, we also depend on shea nuts to get a better living standard, and we have been doing it for many years until the people called Baraka came and showed us that there was more value to shea nuts and the butter that we produce from it.
The people of Oli are predominantly farmers who cultivate crops such as maize, groundnuts, yam and shea trees. The inhabitants over the years have relied on the Oli plant as their source of livelihood. But in recent years, the paradigm has shifted to shea, picking and processing. Some civil society groups and NGOs highlighted the economic gains inherent in the shea tree, which has caught up with the people of Oli and have thus regenerated their economic fortunes. The team was led into the forest to see how the shea crops is picked and later processed. This is the processing manager of Baraka Impact, Lilian Imuintoma, a civil society and private sector initiative engaged in shea butter production and training, took the team on a tour of the forest. She took us through the picking process, among others, which include washing, crushing, roasting, grinding, whipping, boiling, milling, and packaging. She explained the significance of the processes before extracting the end products.
As the nut comes in from the field, I give it to my women to produce butter, and there are suck code numbers on them as we produce. So I distribute the nut to them. Sometimes I group them, or I give it to them individually as they work. So as the quantity that has been brought from the field, I'm always expecting to see that amount of butter coming out from the nuts. So I'm always there to monitor them on how to start the process. We go by it this way. We wash the nuts first, dry them, crush them, do the second grinding, then we whip. After whipping, then we boil to scoop the oil from the chaff. And after that, we use the chaff, the leftover, as fuel. Fire. We use it, we don't throw it away. It serves us as fuel.
Madame Inwintoma indicated that though the processes look cumbersome, the women and others involved in the value chain take pleasure in what they do. She said that she has been involved in the training of hundreds of women who mostly rely on proceeds from the venture to support their livelihood. She noted that she has been part of the initiative for some years now, having completed her senior high school education. She tells us more.
We have a place demarcated. That demarcation portion is supposed to be left out. You don't need to go in there to pick nuts from that side, because it is, if nut is being picked from that side, it is conventional. So we don't do that. That's why we go out there to do demarcation.
Shea nuts, according to the statistics, were the fourth best performing agricultural export in 2018, with a value of $14 million to Ghana. With such an encouraging statistic, one can only imagine the hardship those in the value chain go through. It is worthy to note that one of the towns which produces large tons of shea, that is Oli, has no electricity, no clean drinking water, school, health facility, and other social amenities. Women have to trek several miles to fetch water for domestic purposes. Their children also walk for some kilometers to attend school. This state of affairs is a headache for the townsfolk and is expressed by the youth chief of Oli, Elijah Boy, who pointed out their frustration when the team caught up with him. He said the people are involved in production of agricultural services, that benefit the nation but are seriously lagging behind in terms of development. They are therefore calling on government to come to their aid to better their lot.
My name is Elijah Boy. I come from Oli and I'm the youth chief of this community. We have been in Oli here for over 100 years. And we have been taking part in all government activities that we are required to. And we have not gotten so much benefit until Baraka came in. We have not gotten any benefit from government for a very long time. Being in Oli here, there are a whole lot of things that we are lacking. We are more than 600 in Oli. We have been appealing to the government for a very long time, and up till date, we are all resorting to one borehole. Our wives go to this one borehole to get their water, and at the end of the day, they return home with conflicts. We have been voting during every election, hoping that we will be given some amenities. We have gone to various places asking for this support. And we have asked for schools and other amenities till we are tired. All these people who live in this community are suffering their ordeal. We don't have a school, not even a dentistry or daycare for kids to attend. And that has made the percentage of illiteracy in Oli very high compared to those who have gone to school. There is no school near the community. If a child is to go to school, they will have to walk for up to 5 or 6 miles away. Some will have to walk to Kwela, which is about 5 miles away. And some have to go to Namili, which is about 4 miles away. And when it is raining, these children cannot go because there is a stream or a river that separates the community of Oli and Kwela, and Namili, where they go for school. And also in moving to the other community, who's it, when they go for 2 days, they say they are tired and they rest for the rest of the week. When we try forcing them, we get to realize that we are intimidating them. So I standing here, my wives and all other adults in this community are illiterates.
A share picker and a resident of Oli, Grace Wana, told the news team that she has been picking nuts for over 20 years now. She said the intervention by the Baraka in training them on how to pick the nuts using modern techniques has really brought relief to them. She highlighted some benefits they have derived so far.
Collect the nut, it was only on feeding. Some people came in, called Baraka. They came in and trained them how to pick the nut from the forest. They used to just go inside the forest and pick them just like that. As they have taken the training from Baraka, they don't more pick the nuts as they used to do. Baraka have trained them how to pick this nut organic. They used to pick conventional, but now Baraka have given them this kind of training that give them light to pick organic nuts.
Konya nkuyema minena ndaba bang achomie tona na ntale. Bama yina cha agazie kanga bambola tavama.
Her sisters used to not to know anything about picking nuts. They used to go to Tavama, that's Kayayu.
Bamina manga, bamina bamantuanwa, kabamina menwa chababanya bonza, kabamina tiwana awana mbale.
Some of them goes there to bring sickness and a lot of those stuff.
Cha achombia ngangwa na timbwale babanwa, tinturo.
These nuts have helped them so much. Baraka have helped them so much that they don't more go to Tabama. That's Kayayu.
Lezun ata yel anson tinu oldeme.
So it has helped only community women.
So tebala gara Tavama.
So they don't more go to Tabama call Kayayu.
So kon kanya ba mo dana achombie tinya tona yaga enga.
They get more benefits as Baraka came in.
Tinkare tibiri ba school.
And it helped pay their children's school fees.
Tinkare ba lafilo.
Health care.
Ba nuama yarabo.
Then clothing.
Tibala tuora gara daka walpa wati dire koko la bera enna.
They used to send it to the market to sell. But for now, they stay in their houses. Baraka comes to get it and go away.
Another resident, Jeremiah Sangata, said the training by Baraka has been of tremendous benefit. According to him, they are now better off than previously when they had no skill.
My name is Sangata Jeremiah. I'm coming from the community called Oli. We have been here for so many years. When we were here, our families do pick shea nuts from the farm. Anytime they pick it, they send it to the market. Then the market women will go and cheat them plenty. But it come to a time, there was a company called Baraka who came to their aid. And they asked them for the shea nut, and they teach them how to pick it organically. So they pick it from the forest, not from farms. Where they farm, they don't pick it there, but they pick it from where people don't farm. So they pick it there, then Baraka will come and buy it plenty money and then even give them bonus on top. So it helps them to do plenty work. They pay their children's school fees, buy their clothing, health care and other things. So due to that, it has reduced the pressure of ladies coming to their husband to harass them for money to go and do other things.
This is Konjay in the Wa municipality. Gifty Legasua is a women advocate who has assembled over 600 women. She has a group that pick and deal in the share business. She has been seeking partnership and sponsorships for the women over the years. The women can now heave a sigh of relief with a partnership which has helped them in diverse ways. She said through partnership with Baraka, the group has now promised to build them some social amenities to better their lot.
Women of Konjai, as they were singing their song saying, Baraka has come to rescue them. And it's true, Baraka has really come to rescue them because there were a lot of things they couldn't do now. They can do it by selling just their butter to Baraka. And they can send their children to school. They can provide for their family. They can even afford 2 square meals a day, which is very good. Yes, they also promised giving us water, which we are very, very grateful because a lot of politicians come here, promise them, and it doesn't happen. But as Baraka has come and the promise giving us this, we are very, very grateful. Promise to give us water and also to get us machines that will help the women to produce more.
An assistant to the Konjai Share Butter Women Group, Alimata Adams, said hitherto there were domestic squabbles due to the unavailability of funds to run the homes. Peace has now returned to many homes.
First, me and my husband was fighting because of Jerry Liberi. When Baraka came, this time, no fighting. I benefit small money from Baraka. Go to market, buy Jerry, and come and make fufu for him. So I benefit a lot from Baraka.
The manager of Wa branch of Baraka, Haruna Iliasu, threw more light on the activities which has brought relief to many people in the region.
Baraka is taking that very seriously, and currently we are working with communities around the Black Volta Basin, and we are doing this in collaboration with Nature Conservation Research Center, who have been doing a lot of baseline surveys around that area. In the few years that Baraka has come in, there have been quite a number of activities that have taken place, and this have led to some positive results in wildlife populations that are sighted around this area. It has brought some positive results with regards to monitoring of fauna and flora, and the people around there can attest to it, that things that they thought were actually getting extinct and getting lost, they are coming back, and the environment is gaining its original form.
The team also caught up with the organic share manager at Baraka Shea Butter, Shirley Kate Edufol, who explained how the women are trained and brought on board to pick the shea nuts. She explained what an organic shea is and how it is processed.
What we do is to train the women on how to pick and on areas where they are supposed to pick organic nuts. And this is done by through a training, and the training consists of the registration of the women. They sign a contract with us, and we make sure that each and every person gives full details of what the person is supposed to do for Baraka. And every footage that is taken by Baraka is used just to let the women know that we are actually with them, and we want to actually empower them day in and day out.
Professor Wayne Dunn is the founder of the Baraka Impact. He has been involved in the training of over 7,000 people in the Shea Value Chain. Professor Dunn explained how the organization came about. Professor Dunn told the news team that he was motivated by the need to improve the lot of people in rural parts of Ghana. On challenges confronting the organization, he said there are not much to be talked about. This is because the people are very willing to engage in the activities. He added that the business is going on well. He indicated that the shea already has a vibrant market. He said the product has both high prospect and potential that must be tapped and harnessed. What is needed is more people to embrace the prospect and diversify the byproducts of the shea.
I think we have probably trained about 1,000 women on organic, on how to collect shea nuts properly, on how to dry them properly, prepare them properly, how to prepare shea butter properly. So the women get trained every year, sometimes, and we carefully monitor that. If they need it, we run other training programs. Lillian does the training. Shirley manages our organic and fair trade. So this year over 1,000. I mean, we've been doing this for a few years, so several thousand. The impact, I mean, I don't like to speak of the impact and make it look like it was me who did it or we did it. I think the women speaking to you told you the impact. You can multiply that by thousands. Shea nuts are well known. I think Anita Roddick from the Body Shop is the first one that sort of brought it to my attention. The world knows about shea butter. What the world doesn't know is that most shea butter that they get is not done by women in communities. The women pick the nuts, the shea butter is taken to factories, it's extracted with chemicals and solvents. There's very little benefits left in the community. And the shea butter, most say, is very inferior. For us, why shea butter? That was the one that came to us. It was the one we were able to find a market for. We're actually working actively now with our community partners, NCRC, Nature Conservation Research Center, to look at other botanicals that have that inflection of they're in enough quantity that we can do something commercially with them, that they have a value in the marketplace that we can capture and take them to the market, and that we can do it in a way that is going to be socially impactful and environmentally restorative.
The shea industry holds a lot of potential to boost the commodity export sector. It is incumbent on all to religiously achieve growth for the sector to contribute more to the national kitty and also have impact on its source.